Hey, call me Shape, and today we're reacting to a video titled Women Lose Their Minds When They're Treated Like Men. Let's get right into it.
No! What?
Jennifer Gilbo riding in Shoel Mahmoud's car when out of nowhere she appears to snap, lunging at the Uber driver, dousing him with pepper spray. Shoel picked up Jennifer and a friend on West 46th Street, but when they got to 65th and Lex, things quickly went south early Wednesday morning.
What?
Shoel insists he hadn't said a word to the ladies. The other passenger appears just as stunned.
Jen, what?
Repeatedly asking her friend why she was doing this, Jennifer would only say,
Get him out.
"Get him out." In the first few seconds, Shoel tells me he tried to get out, but his seatbelt was on. Police did arrest Jennifer. She's charged with assault and now has a lawyer who at this point is not commenting.
Justice has been served.
Outside is only dangerous because of men, which is true. Statistically, violence, men.
But that isn't true. Let's get to the root cause of things. Manipulation happens when you focus on the effects and you don't go to the cause. So the root of it is that without a man and you were just here, you would have been eaten by a lion, a tiger, and bear. And guess what? If the lions and tigers and bears didn't get you, you wouldn't have the ability to gather enough calories for you to last. Because a woman can't manipulate the world how a man can. So let me explain to you how a world would operate with only women and only men. When men get together, we know, oh, he's stronger here, he has this skill here, he got this. Let the best person work this skill, and that creates a hierarchy from top down. When a women get together, what you think about, you're all emotional. So you're tiptoeing all the time and you're looking at the sensitivity levels in this woman and that woman because you know that you are sensitive. So what you do is you start looking at everything in an egalitarian sense to equalize everything. You get two, you get two, you get two, you get two. The men don't operate like that. Did you do enough to get two? If you ain't do enough, you're not getting to. You get zero. Put in that work and then you get that. This is why on the Survival series, men, they was cleaning water fast, building fires fast, because they created that hierarchy. They put the best person in position first. The women, they was trying to do everything equal and by committee, so they couldn't create any order and any structure. The world wouldn't be safer without men. Nature killed more people than any wars and anything you can never imagine. And men, we built infrastructure to protect the woman from nature.
Jennifer Gilbo's shocking attack on an Uber driver with pepper spray highlights a concerning issue. Statistics show a rising trend of female criminal behavior, challenging traditional views on gender and crime. Some modern women, driven by a radical interpretation of feminism, tend to consider men as unnecessary or even problematic, dismissing their value. This attitude fosters a lack of mutual respect, pushing men away from relationships with such women. True feminism advocates for equality and mutual respect between genders, but the extreme views held by some can create division rather than unity, making it difficult for meaningful connections to flourish.
Just take a look at this evolving story called Female Fugitives. Why is pink-collar crime on the rise? And I think you'll see what I'm getting at here. Of course, it starts by punching at men, but now even the feminist media can't ignore the facts. Men commit more crimes than women do. A lot more. This holds true over time and across cultures. In America, the incarceration capital of the world, more than 2 million detainees, males comprise 93% of the prison population.
These numbers, they just don't add up.
Men also account for 73% of all arrests and 80% of those charged with violent crimes. This disparity between the sexes is particularly stark when it comes to murder. 90% of the time, the ones who do the killing are men. All these numbers add up to what criminologists call the gender gap. But
here we go.
Read enough academic journals and government crime reports and some curious facts emerge. While crime rates in the Western world have steadily declined over the past 3 decades, the number of young women being convicted for violent crimes in some Western countries has increased significantly. Law enforcement records indicate the opposite is true for their male counterparts. In other words, the gender gap is closing.
Why?
In some UK cities...
You know, that doesn't surprise me. Because if you look at the stats just like on their face, men are convicted of crimes more than women. But listen to that back. We're convicted of crimes more than women. And now that we're committing less crimes overall, and women are committing more crimes, it just proves the fact that the safer the world gets, the more feminists it brings, and the more feminists it brings, the more dangerous the world gets. I guess it's a nice little cycle. Hey, there you go, there you go, there we go. You know, but the bigger issue here is that we don't understand that right now, underneath our nose, this feminist ideology is growing to the point where, like, it has spread worldwide, where I don't know how long the effects of feminism is going to be, but it's probably going to outlive our lifetime by far. Our great granddaughters are going to be feminists. Just think about that.
The number of female arrests increased by 50% from 2015 to 2016. That's more than a blip. A 2017 report by the Institute for Criminal Policy Research at Birkbeck, University of London, came up with this sobering data point. The global female prison population has surged by more than half since the turn of the century, while the male prison population increased by just a fifth over that same period. Women and girls may account for only 7% of all incarcerated people today, but their numbers are now growing at a much faster rate than at any time in recorded history. Well, would you look at that? Turns out that when women are thrown into the lion's den that men have scrapped in for centuries, suddenly the demands and the pressure that comes with them make them not just as reckless, but more than we ever were. If male crime rates spiked like this over such a short period of time, the global media frenzy would be all over it.
A spike in the global female crime rate is concerning. But you know what's even more concerning? Not having health insurance. And that's why today's video is sponsored by Ishmael Stonewall. Take it from here, Ish.
Yeah, so thanks, Shape. So as we know, a lot of people are looking for health insurance right now. It's open enrollment. I offer free consultations to my clients. We work with small businesses, families, and individuals to find their best health insurance options. Now, we work with all major carriers, Aetna, Blue Cross, Cigna, and United, on their public and private networks. Typically, we save our clients about 20% on their premiums, and we get them PPO networks, which means nationwide coverage. So if anyone listening here could benefit from a consultation, maybe save some money on your insurance or find something better, hit me up, give me a call, give me a text, schedule with me, and I'll see if I can help you out. Let's go.
Yeah, so if you need health insurance or you're looking to reduce your premiums, give my buddy Ishmael a call and let him know Shape sent you.
Titles like The Disease of Masculinity or Why Women Are Needed More Than Ever would be in circulation for weeks. Now, part of that just has to do with the potential men have when they put effort into something. But the real reason we don't hear about these stats is that women continue to be coddled as if they still don the apron and make pancakes in the morning. Much of Western society still sees the innocence of the kinds of chicks people would see in the 1920s. But we're not dealing with flapper girls and risque ankle photos anymore. The women of today don't even resemble what they continue to pretend to be in the public eye.
Hi, ma'am. Do you have stuff in your coat right now? No. Employees said they saw you stuff from your basket into your jacket.
No, I just put all my stuff back because I was supposed to meet my other half here and he never showed up. I just tried calling him, actually.
Okay, so if we search your jacket, we're not going to find any items? I'll give you an opportunity right now to take everything out, but it's going to be your one and only opportunity.
Okay, fine. I have a hat and gloves.
All right, there we go.
It's just cold outside. I don't have any money and I just want a hat and gloves.
You don't have hat or gloves? I'll buy these for her.
Thank you. Are you serious? Thank you.
But don't do this, okay? I know it's tough, but there's other ways. Call us for help, all right?
Oh, sure, when a man does it, it's smutty. But if a woman did it...
So who's the head honcho here? You tell me! Come on, kiss me! Kiss me! And tell me who's the head honcho here! What, I'm not hot enough for you? I'm not hot enough? I'm not sexy enough? Understand you! Tell me I'm fucking hot! Tell me I'm fucking sexy! Tell me! Tell me! Tell me!
Something is wrong with... You know, I don't think something's wrong with her. I just think she might be on drugs, and she's reliving the last time she was in handcuffs.
At the moment, no one seems to be addressing this issue, and no one dares to confront the woman about her behavior because of her furious nature. Her anger makes others hesitant to speak up, allowing her actions to go unchecked. This lack of intervention only perpetuates the problem, as her behavior continues without any accountability or effort to change.
Yeah, like that girl, the cop just bought her a hat and gloves. She stole a hat and gloves, and the cop's like, I'll pay for it for you. On camera, right? On his body cam. You can see him literally aiding a criminal. Could never happen to me. I don't know. You know, the world's not as safe as a place as it is for women as it is for men. Absolutely not. Women get away with this stuff. That's why, like, to me, the crime rates are a lot higher for women. They just don't get convicted as much because it's like this. She just got off. You know how many women might have got off like that? Oh, I understand. Bro, everyone, for the most part, a lot of people committing crimes for survival. Right? Them PPP loans, you know, yeah, people did abuse them. I won't lie. People went out and bought mansions and Lamborghinis and gold chains and stuff like that. That was maybe a bad idea. And those people are doing hella time. Government came for those people. Came straight for them people. But it just, there's two rules. Rules for men, rules for women. And as men, we accept this. We understand that women being the more vulnerable sex, they're going to be treated more favorably in court, in the law. You know, women think the world's so dangerous here, you can't walk on the streets by yourself late at night, but who wants to do that anyway? Right? The stuff you want to do is get away from crime. You know, get away from crime. You commit a crime, get away with it. Be in front of the judge. Get the privilege of being a woman so they look at you like you're automatically innocent. These are some strong advantages. Go on a date with somebody knowing that someone else is always going to pay. That's an advantage. Listen, man, I love when I work at a company and they have like sponsor events where there's free food because I don't got to pay. I feel like a girl. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I get to eat for free, you know, because we don't always get to eat for free. Only with company events and different events like that are sponsored by men, you know. But for the most part, yeah, there's a lot of privilege of being a girl. You get into the club for free earlier, you know. Men got to wait in line. Women are getting right into the club for free. You know, listen, I'm glad I'm a man and I see the benefits of it, but I would love if women could just understand it. It's not all bad being them. It really is not that bad. Making sandwiches, cleaning a house, could be worse.
Addressing such issues requires courage, but the fear of her reaction keeps everyone silent.
Most people don't realize it, but they probably are neighbors, coworkers, friends, or acquaintances with either a pink-collar criminal or someone who has been embezzled by a pink-collar criminal. A pink-collar criminal can be a PTA mom, your dentist office manager, and yes, even someone's grandma. The statistics on pink-collar criminals are alarming. According to the FBI, male embezzlers have increased only 4% since 1990, while pink-collar criminals have increased over 40% during that time period. While the rise in crime on the side of men and possible reasons can be negated by population growth and other common factors, a 40% increase can't. It's a development that would make any rational person look over the data and do everything they can to understand why this has been so significant. But, as I said, the media turns a blind eye to this stuff because it doesn't serve the message that women are naturally pacifists, devoid of violence or corrupt intentions, even if the evidence is replayed constantly all around us.
Anybody else realize that children born in 2023 potentially live to see the year 3000?
How were women using this newfound opportunity that they never actually earned? Kelly Paxton, a Portland, Oregon-based private investigator known as the Pink Collar Crime Lady, says she isn't surprised that female arrest rates are going up. Women suddenly have the financial pressures that men have had for decades. They're the breadwinners in 40% of all households. If these women can't pay the bills, some will resort to committing crimes.
Now the tables have turned.
The new crime trend hasn't gone.
But before, when we committed crimes, it's because we're masculine. It was toxic masculinity, right? It wasn't because we were out on our hard times. No, of course not. No, it's toxic masculinity. We got to be less masculine. You see? They run one play. When that doesn't work, they run another. Right? And at the end of the day, you realize that this is not about logic or rationality. This is about emotion, and it's about tribalism. The tribal of men versus the tribe of women. You know, and honestly, it's about who's going to win. Right? Women want to win, so they're going to say, I'm going to be feminist because I'm going to join the team of women, and it's going to be the year of the woman, the year of the woman. And before, you thought it was promoting and encouraging great talents of women, but right now you realize it's actually discouraging them to get married, have children, cooperate with a man. Feminism is encouraging women to be men. That's how obsessed feminism is with men. They think men is the highest standard. Therefore, if you want to reach the heights of the world, you have to be a man or you have to live like a man. When they don't realize that being a woman has a lot of value. You know? I don't see where the downfall of being a woman is such a big deal to women these days. It's like, all right, there's a plight with your life, but there's a plight with our lives. We're disposable. You guys are vulnerable. We're disposable. There's wartime. We got to die first. If I'm with a girl, I'm on a date with a girl, and I'm a man, right? Air quotes, man. If I'm a man, that means even if I'm just on a date with her, I don't even know her. If someone tried to assault her, I got to protect her with my life. Men, we risk our lives just going on dates at the threat that someone might try to attack her, and we got to protect her. I know a girl, she's a model. Congrats to her, she just got engaged. But a few years, I think that was during COVID, a few years ago, in New York, she was slashed up in her face. It wasn't her fault, though, so this is a little different. You know, she was with her cousin. Some dudes was coming after her cousin. But he slashed her up. Now, I'm saying that to say this. If you were a man there with her, you were supposed to be protecting her, right? You couldn't just start, put on your running shoes and hop up out of there, right? You got to protect her. And this is the risk that comes with being a man. Also, the bill, you got to pay the bill. That shit adds up. I told you. I get a girlfriend that's like $8,000 a year. A girl gets a boyfriend and she saves like $6,000, $7,000 a year. Big difference, right? Cost me something. It's cheaper for me to be single. It's cheaper for her to be in a relationship.
Unnoticed. The National Herald ran this story last month. Greek cops nab teen girl pickpocket ring in Athens. And here's a recent BBC News headline. Sharp rise in women caught carrying knives, up 73% in the past 5 years. Even Insight Crime, a not-for-profit that studies organized crime in Latin America and the Caribbean, is all in. One of their recent reports sounds like a Netflix elevator pitch. Female prisoners in Venezuela become cell block bosses to survive. Well, at least somebody's covering it. The only thing I see wrong with this, and most of the other articles that talk about women doing something crazy, is that they make it sound like they're the victims. Oh, did Lorena Bobbitt cut off her man's sausage? That's justice for you. Oh, did that chick just key someone's car? Looks like we have another cheater on our hands. Oh, did Cardi B drug random Johns, take advantage of them without protection, and steal their money? Man, things are getting rough out here. Sure glad she's in a better place. I mean, come on. Venezuela has collapsed horribly over and over in the last century. But you don't see articles documenting how men struggle to become cell block bosses to survive. It's this kind of crap that makes women do whatever they want, whenever they feel like it. It's why we now find situations like this everywhere on the internet, but never on the news. It's the disease we see everywhere, but those in power just refuse to talk about it.
Why is it that when we describe a man as hysterical, we mean he's a funny, funny man? Yet when we describe a woman as hysterical, we mean she's hysterical. Why is that?
I'll show you.
Completely unhinged, and nothing legal to stand in their way. The article continues with, what's really cemented this pulpy women behind bars image in the collective conscious, though, is Crime Has No Gender, a controversial Europol campaign that launched last August. Are women equally capable of committing serious crimes as men? Reads the news release. The female fugitives featured on Europe's Most Wanted website prove that they are.
Continue.
To show that women can be vicious sociopaths too, Europol asked 21 of the 28 EU member countries to select a single fugitive for their campaign. The methodology may have been flawed and the sample size small, but the gimmick worked. The bad girls theme was reflected in the head count. 18 females, 3 males. Elena Putrovic, Russia, who trafficked 9 young women into Spain and forced them to work as prostitutes, made the list. So did Dorota Kazmierska, Poland, a 44-year-old femme fatale who killed her husband by shooting him in the head. Then there's Zorka Rajic, Croatia, a blonde desperado who works in sales, narcotics, psychotropic substances, firearms, munitions, and explosives. I could keep going on here, but I think you're starting to get the point. When women are discovered to be the bringers of crime and general destruction, much faster than men ever were, the journalists try and question the integrity of the studies. It's why we see a franchise like Star Wars stripped down with messaging and movies like Sound of Freedom that shed light on actual issues, burned by worthless critics on Rotten Tomatoes. Not only that,
we can't expect the media to tell the truth, I mean, it's called TV programming, right? They're going to try to program you. It's dogma, and most people adhere to the dogma, so it works, but we have to second guess it. We got to question it. So am I surprised the media's not covering that women are becoming more violent as the world in a way becomes more safe? But we're not gonna. No one wants to deduct that. That means there's something specific about women that's going on. No. Is that they're victims, you know? And the truth of the matter is, we're all victims. We're all victims to the spiritual warfare we're going through in America, where we can't figure out who to love. You know, what's a woman, right? What's a woman is a question now. What is a woman? When I go on my dating app, sometimes they match me with people that are not women. Why? And there is no I can't stop Hinge from sending me, you know, trans men or trans women, sorry. They won't stop. They just send them to me. You know, I can't filter them out. At their top level of their paid account, their paid membership, you can't filter them out. Because politically, they're going to allow them to cover as women. Now, they stayed on their profiles, you know what I'm saying? But this is the point I'm trying to say. It's like, even what is a woman is at threat right now. So society's in a weird place. You know, politically correct is a thing. You know, I think people want freedom. We voted a new president, so I think people want a different route than we've been going in the last 4 years. We're going to see what this is going to come out to. I don't know. You know, but, you know, it doesn't surprise me that more women are committing crimes. It doesn't surprise me. In fact, I just think more women being convicted of it. You know? And it just shows you how powerful a stereotype is. But anyway, let's read some of the comments, and I will bring this bad boy home. Okay, first comment reads, as a doorman in the 80s and 90s and early 2000s in the UK, in the UK, England, I found out that women were more aggressive, violent, drunk, and lied who started the fights. Doesn't surprise me. You know, if you've been coddled your whole life to get away with everything because you're a woman, you think you're going to just stop doing that? You know the power of your tongue. You know you can lie and get your way. You know you can falsely accuse someone and get them prosecuted. That's a power in itself. The power to be a woman. The power of the Punani. Anyway, another comment says, congrats to the guy explaining how women need men. It's very true, but women hate the truth. Yeah, I mean, they do need us to survive, you know, but we got to tell them that there's something more to us than just survival, too, because now that they can survive on their own, they're trying to prove they don't need men, meaning they don't need men directly to survive. They need men in the community because who's going to build the buildings, the cars, the highways, the factories, all the resources that they consume? Men had a huge hand in that, whether it's transporting the goods, building the goods, you know, or creating an environment where goods could be sold, a market, all man-made. That's why we say man-made. We don't say woman-made. We say man-made, by the way. And look, I'm not misogynistic. I love women, I do, but I respect the fact that they're different than us. And so therefore, I understand how they have some certain scenarios where they're favorable for them, but they got to understand why, as men, we got certain scenarios that's favorable to us. You can't hate on it. You got to take the good with the bad. Trade-offs. Anyway, another comment says, they wouldn't last a week if they had to live in reality that men do. Not a week. I think they're living like us. I just don't think they're doing it happily. I think women are living like us in some ways. They're free. They're hooking up like they're men. They're working like they're men, and they're delaying having kids and getting married like men. The only difference is it might cost them where they can't ever have kids. Where for us like men, we can have kids till the day we die. You know, there's 80-year-old men getting women pregnant, 78-year-old men. I'm about to be 37 in January, and I think to myself like, oh man, I'll have no kids, but I'm like, screw it. If I want, I can start 10 years from now. I can start at 46. Right? Yeah, I'm going to be 66 when my kid's 20 and 76 when they're 30. But hey, that is life. You know, some people have older parents, and I could possibly be one. Anyway, that's the video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you guys. We're blowing up. If you like this video, share it with someone you know that might benefit from it. And check out some other videos, and I'll see you over there.